As the great Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't lament this and don't get agitated." The ship, the Gilded Gull, had not moved in 4 days. The ocean, usually a dynamic beast of crests and troughs, had been flattened into a vast, terrifying sheet of blue glass. The sails hung limp and heavy, like dead shrouds against the masts. The sun beat down with a relentless, hammering heat that seemed intent on boiling the pitch right from the deck seams. Captain Serapio stood at the helm, though there was no steering to be done. He watched the horizon, his eyes narrowed against the glare. Beside him, his quartermaster, a younger man named Yarek, was unraveling. Yarek could not stand still. He paced the small quarterdeck, his boots thudding a frantic rhythm that grated on the nerves of the sweltering crew below. He checked the water barrels for the 10th time that hour. He glared at the sky, cursing the absence of clouds. He pulled at his collar, wiped sweat from his brow with a trembling hand, and muttered incessantly about their dwindling supplies and the likelihood of a slow, parched death. "It is a curse," Yarek spat, gripping the rail until his knuckles turned white. "We should have never left port on a Friday. I told the bosun, this silence, it's unnatural." "We are going to rot here, Captain. Just rot." Serapio turned slowly to look at his subordinate. The captain's face was composed, his breathing even. He felt the heat just as acutely as Yarek. His throat was just as dry, but he offered the sun no reaction. "Yarek," Serapio said, his voice low and steady, "does your pacing churn the water enough to push the ship?" Yarek blinked, startled. "No, sir." "But does your cursing summon the clouds?" Serapio continued. "Does your fear fill the water barrels?" "No," Yarek admitted, his voice rising in agitation. "But how can you just stand there? Do you not see the danger?" "We are trapped." "We are halted," Serapio corrected. "We are not trapped until we decide we are helpless." The captain stepped away from the wheel. He walked over to a coil of rope that had frayed slightly at the end. He sat down on a crate, took out his knife, and began to splice the rope, his hands moving with deliberate, practiced grace. "To lament the wind is to argue with reality," Serapio said, slicing a clean edge on the hemp. "The wind does not care for your complaints. It does not listen to your fear. You are spending your energy fighting a battle against the sky, a battle you cannot win. You are agitating your blood, making yourself hotter, thirstier, and weaker." Yarek watched, the tension slowly leaking out of his shoulders as he observed the captain's methodical work. "So we just wait?" Yarek asked. "We prepare," Serapio replied. "We mend the nets. We scrub the galley. We rest our bodies so that when the wind returns, and it will return, we are strong enough to sail. Panic is a thief, Yarek. It steals the strength you will need for tomorrow." For the next 2 days, the calm persisted. But the mood on the ship changed. Taking their cue from the captain, the crew stopped scanning the horizon with dread. They worked quietly in the shade. They told stories, they conserved their strength. On the evening of the 6th day, a ripple disturbed the glass surface of the water. The canvas snapped, once, then twice. A cool breeze brushed Yarek's cheek, because they had not exhausted themselves with lamentation. The crew sprang into action instantly, hauling lines with vigor. The Gilded Gull cut through the water, leaving the doldrums behind, guided by a captain who knew that the only thing he could truly control was himself. This story illustrates a powerful truth. We cannot control the winds or the seas of life. We can't control external events, what other people do, or the challenges that appear before us. But we can always control our response. Like Yarek, we can choose to panic, to curse the sky, to waste our precious energy on things far beyond our influence. Or like Captain Serapio, we can accept reality as it is and focus on what we can do. We can prepare, we can strengthen ourselves, we can mend our own ropes. That is where our true power lies. Not in changing the world, but in mastering ourselves so we are ready when the winds of opportunity finally return. If this story connected with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.